Hello there, Commonwealth from the final Tears of the Kingdom trailer was like nothing we have seen before. Perfect blend of story and gameplay. But now, let's get into 100 new details found in the trailer, as this game could very likely be a 100 out of 100. So be sure to like and subscribe as we're going for 2023 likes. 1. Rehydrated Ganondorf. But is he alone, or is the mice coming out of him? I mean, the first scene of him from the back looks pretty much like the mice. 2. Ganondorf on the Great Plateau, as seen from the still ruined sections of it to his left, and fittingly showing his left arm. We also see a different location tied to Ganondorf's past rising, Arbiter's Grounds. Likely a dungeon in the game, and near our 5th point. Multiple Moldugas at the same time, and what do we see to the upper right of them? Our 6th glowing Zonai geoglyph, which does resemble Ganondorf. But going against him, we have the Zonai. And is that the third eye of them? You know, the one above the 2 owl-like eyes? It might absolutely be. 8. Zelda with this new third giant. Bringing us to 9, which might be one and the only individual left of the warrior tribe of courage, along with the spirit in Link's arm, who number 10 might have been seen at 1 minute and 41 seconds into the trailer. But is Zelda dead and a spirit? Likely not, as yes, Link didn't catch her, but the final glow surrounding her is identical to the one Zelda used to teleport Link. Out of where? The Astral Observatory, where we had just defeated Calamity Ganon and brought us to Hyrule Field for Dark Beast Ganon in Breath of the Wild. She could have been saved this way and teleported to the sky, far away from Ganondorf, and it seems to be quite likely. The same could have been the case with the Master Sword, which Zelda is once again the caretaker of. But was she teleported here by Hylia, or perhaps even Zelda's mother? You know, much like the figure we see with the glowing right hand, and who 15 absolutely decimates the attacking Moldugas. You know what also appears to be back, as Link is teleported into it with a similar light as Zelda was saved from the underground, the repaired sanctum of Hyrule Castle. Not sure if this is time travel or simply reconstructions conducted since Breath of the Wild. 17. The Sky Islands have crashed into the mountains and even into Kakariko Village, which has seen a little construction since Breath of the Wild. Wonder if there have been casualties. And naturally, with Link's recalling ability, he will have to bring them back up to the sky, along with many other fallen sky rocks. But on a different note, why is Hatena Village obsessed with mushrooms? I have a feeling that producer Eiji Aonuma might be to blame.
I fused a mushroom to my shield.
20. Rebuilding Castletown, or just its market. We might repopulate it by using the cards that Link can build with Ultra Hand. And this one could be one of, if not the big multi-stage side quest of the game. Think a much bigger Tarry Town quest, seeing that there are building materials in the background. But all of this point to one thing, namely 22, a significant time skip from Breath of the Wild. We have seen this from the more grown-up characters, which all hint that several years have passed at the very least, since Riju is now around the age Link and Zelda had in Breath of the Wild, so 17, which is fitting as we are fighting alongside Riju side on. But now, up to the Sky Islands we go. For 24, the champion successors in the sky. Yes, that is Sidon fighting on a sky island with a new type of soldier construct. 25, so 1/4 of the way, as in the same sky on the new Great Plateau, we see a soldier construct playing baseball with a poor Choo-Choo. I guess it's not a good idea to attack these. Speaking of, Link can play baseball, or at least defend and fight against soldier constructs with a shield fused to a sword, a combination we didn't know of. Also in the sky, 27, we see Rito flying ships. We know they are Rito based on the feather oars and bird heads. Plus, 28, the fact that partially grown-up children are found on board them, this way being able to reach us up in the sky. Speaking of wind current and air gameplay, Mission Impossible laser skydive. And 30, in this scene, Link is wearing a feathered wingsuit of either Rito or Zonai origin. Also, the Lummy Labyrinths have changed the layout. No underwater on the surface confirmed, but also not deconfirmed, where we will be in a Zonai water bubble in the sky puzzle. By the way, who wants to play Sky Bingo? This orb with balls inside and the famous closed lotus flowers or pine cones below it. At least it is clear that Link is trying to get one of them. 34. we now see that we can use the gliding stone bird between some of the sky islands. But then 35, skydive or glide into one of these floating ball-like puzzle boxes. Actually, this could be the replacement of the divine beasts, or at least some of them, which were puzzle boxes, but now it appears that we have puzzle balls. 36, Zonai moonlight gravity jumping across floating platforms, which by the way looks kick-ass. Defying gravity like a champion, actually scratch that, like a hero. But 37, can the hero of Hyrule handle the malice-corrupted dragon, or whatever monstrosity is attacking him? Speaking of bosses, is this shark-like sky malice enemy the new version of Wind Waker's Geog? After all, who said that getting the likely Tears of the Kingdom found in the title would be easy? Also, 40, they resemble the Magatama Amber Relic-like stones found in Skyward Sword. On that note, seeing Zelda holding these next to the Master Sword, it appears that they do serve a golden purpose in restoring it. Though it is clear that there are hundreds of sky islands in this game, probably more than the number of Sheikah shrines in Breath of the Wild. Many with soldier constructs with a playful nature, and 43 ranger caretakers that behave pretty much like the old man on the Great Plateau in Breath of the Wild. Time to move away from the Zonai, spirits, or even divine sky, at least for a little while. As we're heading down to the surface, and while Link is skydiving, I want to point out the following, namely 44. This is the first scene of Link with 4 vials on his hip while wearing the green sky, likely Zonai tunic, down on the surface of glowing geoglyphs. Nevertheless, as we touch grass, we find that at least parts of the surface haven't changed all that much, at least not in the outer provinces. Though 46, there are plenty of fallen sky rocks to recall up to the sky islands, or stone launch points to reach the same islands. This one on the right seemed to have been already activated by Link as it doesn't glow, unlike the one above Kakariko Village and in Gerudo Desert to name a few. 48, we are building an army, or at least fighting squads with Hylians, Sheikah, Gorons, Gerudo and more to defend and then retake the land from Ganondorf. We also see the first instance of Link fusing the construct parts into regular weapons as seen in this case. 50, we are halfway. The same goes for the NPCs, as they also have fused weapons somehow, something we see in the lineup scene of the fighters. And it might be needed, as one of the battles will be once again like over 100 years ago at Fort Hetano, but this time we're fighting in a gameplay setting, not watching cutscenes. And also, Link is not fighting against Guardians. 52. Fogless Typhler Ruins is key to this game, as Link wouldn't be running out from here, plus we also saw this in the February trailer. With that said, this is definitely not a game where we'll be running on foot all the time, as there are just so many ways to get around, including on non-amiibo Epona, who is definitely back as teased in February. And this trailer, we find her at 1 minute and 43 seconds, along with several other instances. First time in a new Zelda game since Twilight Princess. The same goes with 54, Goron battles in Eldin and Death Mountain. Reminds us of sumo fights in Twilight Princess. 55, and is that Yunobo charging up with his protection? Or could it be a different Goron? 56, Recall also appears to be really handy in combat situations, as we can Uno reverse not only rocks, falling stone spikes, but also projectiles. But it's still got nothing on Ultra Hand, as now we can even build Zonai stone tanks, consisting of 11 or perhaps even 12 combined with Ultra Hand parts to take down the combined Talus and Bokoblin camps, first seen in the E3 2021 teaser. Though first we need to locate the parts, including in monster camps as seen when Link hits the Zonai battery and Laser Hell breaks loose. Though 60, this Bokoblin does appear to have some amber on his back. Also, Link is piloting the previously mentioned tank with a Zonai drill to crush the opposing Talus, but what is he wearing? A new set which looks to be made of Zonai stone. Must be heavy. But 63, why build when you can find a Zonai rocket to reach them a different way? After all, this is a game of combinations as demonstrated here on Eventide Island. But let's not forget about fuse, so 64, as we can use ruby stones to fuse to our arrows and create exceptionally strong fire arrows. All while 65, Link is riding Epona and wearing a mask similar to the Zonai creature seen in the sky with Zelda. 66, there are good dragons and bad dragons. The three-headed Gleeoks are absolutely terrifying, but we have already seen one at the Great Bridge of Hylia, What we haven't seen is the Horn of Nadra fused with Link's sword to counter it. Ganondorf has also been busy before rehydrating by sending Malice into the sky from the surface to resurrect the Blood Moon. Well, them and all kinds of enhanced monsters, and that includes 69 buff Lynels of multiple different kinds, with new type of horns. Overall, we can say that our beloved Great Plateau has truly become terrifying in this sequel. After all 70, it has rehydrated Ganondorf's HQ, or one of multiple of these. Speaking of, Ganondorf has a similar glow from his headpiece as Zelda and this divine figure. So could he have a similar power to Zelda? At least 73, he has massive breasts. Look at that six-pack. Oh no, he's hot! And on that note, I think it is time to head on the ground, where it all went wrong, but where there are also plenty of possibilities. Since how do we get there? Naturally by cave entrances, but also through the newly drilled down Sheikah towers and guardians put to better use, or more specifically, transport underground. And what does Link hold at 1 minute and 40 seconds as he wires up 75, the new Sheikah slate that we saw in the key art of Princess Zelda in February? There are some areas surface up from the underground, like the Arbiter's Grounds Temple, which is of importance to us, since 77, Link will likely face the Golem boss, which does resemble Wind Waker's The Tower of Gods, Ganon. Fitting, since 78, that one also rose up from underneath a surface, though in that case, water surface. The underground is odd though, as some areas appear to be deep underground, others are just minor caves, while one more group is within existing areas. Take the Death Mountain underground sections for instance, where 80, the lava appears to have gone, as the sides of the volcano are now lava-free as seen in the minecart railed shield surfing scene from February, but also now in this trailer. Speaking of minecarts, we got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom in Tears of the Kingdom, another prediction we made last year. But not any minecarts, ultra-hand glued ones with fans to move around without the need of explosives. Along with Zonai constructs confirmed underground, we can even battle them while we ride. Behind them and the lava, we see the underground trees seen in the Bokoblin mining scene back in February. But 85, how do we enter this cave? By minecarts from Death Mountain? Or through caves? Well, 2 minutes and 25 seconds in the trailer, we see what looks like a cave or mine opening. 86. Yes, we are likely to see proper mining activity underground, much like what was the case with the Gorons in their mines in Twilight Princess. Either way, we're yet to see two-eyed soldier constructs, though we have seen plenty of variations of one-eyed ones, on top of the three-eyed one in the official art from March. So what can we piece together about the underground? Well, 88, that Link enters it with the undamaged Master Sword. But did it just stay with him in his house? No, he pulled it once again from the pedestal before heading on the ground with Zelda. But 89, how do we know this? As the Great Deku Tree is around in Korok Forest, and Link is wearing the new Altered Champion set as seen from his glow. Also 90, the Great Deku Tree was still alive, and likely died or left for the sky just days or hours after this moment. But I also think that this scene with the Master Sword also points to something else. Namely, that there will be flashback scenes much like in Breath of the Wild. But these will be in minority compared to the cutscenes in the present. You know, the ones involving the Zonai. As 92, it appears that there might have been a traitor within their ranks or the ranks of the Highlands. As the mural with the logo appearing on it has a non-monster figure standing and pointing Ganondorf towards the defending army on the left. In the same mural, so 93, we also see the flying Kargoroks, next to the sword and shield wielding forces. Alright, we're on the final stretch now, so let's return to Princess Zelda as she appears to have a story of her own in this game. Cutscenes that appear to be triggered upon reaching certain points in the main quest as Link. Since 95, Link is nowhere near Zelda, who is on a sky island that clearly is unreachable for Link until late in the game, suggesting that Link has 3 main objectives in this game. The rest appear to be side quests. The first is collecting the Tears of the Kingdom from dungeons with entrances on the surface, likely near the glowing or etched out geoglyphs. The second is obtaining whatever is underground the wooden towers and Sheikah elevators. The third being finding a way through the Sky Islands, whether that be vehicles, the Zonai Sheikah shrine replacements, or regular recalled rocks to the island to which Zelda was teleported. the reunification and transformation of the Master Sword before 100, challenging Ganondorf on the Great Plateau as this trailer clearly teases, where it all started for our gameplay adventure in Breath of the Wild. Not alone, but just like in every prior confrontation against Ganondorf with Princess Zelda by his side, though potentially with also Demise and Hylia involved in all of it, perhaps even in the second stage in Hyrule Castle. And those are 100 new details in Tears of the Kingdom's final trailer, along with a little theorizing towards the end. We hope you enjoyed it and want to see your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell to also qualify for our big Zelda Switch OLED Tears of the Kingdom giveaway. Last but not least, thank you for watching until the end, and the same goes to all our patreon.com/Comerollen patrons, and in particular our royal producer Chalchach. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these two awesome videos.